2012 Fusion. I bought it off Koyas. I think a Korean guy. He calls himself Kevin. It's missing a few things and needs a few things done to it before we start it. I need to get a key made today for it and programmed. The guy's going to come down here and do that for me. Step I'm going to take is to take this intake off, and the reason why this car sat for a year, I'm afraid that stuff got down here in the intake. If it did, the way this intake shaped, it probably just fell down here to the bottom. So I'll clean that out, take it off and just check it, make sure it's clean just for peace of mind. Alright guys, and she has sat for a long time, and I'm going to tell you what, she doesn't look good. Took the intake off, that was a good decision, but let me show you what's going on inside of there. It doesn't look rusty and crusty. Let's see if I can get you guys in there to see. Alright. So we'll start with number 4 cylinder. Looking bad, guys. There's water in there, rust, and everything else. Number 3. Looking bad. Number 2. Looking very bad. And number 4. You get the point. Okay, so not an ideal situation, but not a deal breaker, guys. I'm gonna clean it up the best I can. I don't have my air compressor going, which is the biggest issue. I'm gonna clean it up with some brake clean and some rags and do the best I can with it. And I believe we're still gonna fire this thing up, guys. We'll see what happens. So what I've done is dried up all the water inside of each one of these. Now I'm going to take a socket and a wrench and turn the engine so that the valves are shut. And then I'll spray some brake clean in there, blow it out the best I can, and dry it out again with a rag. That's the best I can do without an air compressor. I got her cleaned up, and if you guys will see, this is the number 1 cylinder. There's a crack right there. Right there. See that crack, guys? Goes all the way to the valve down that way. You know, on the intake side. So this head is junk, basically, and I'd say the engine's got a lot more damage. But we're going to carry on. We'll take all these coils out, take the plugs out, put a little oil in the cylinders, crank it over a little bit by hand because I still haven't got the key here. All right, so here we go again. Look, guys. Look at all that water. It's It's up over the top of the spark plugs, 2 cylinders that way. The other one don't look good either. I really wish I had my air compressor running, but we'll get by. All right, so where we're at, I got the spark plugs out, guys. I'm getting ready to put the intake back on. It was missing this. It was missing the mass airflow sensor, and I've got to rig a little tube up for that. I'll just do it and show it to you. It's not gonna be nothing fancy. And we got one ground wire that's off. I can show you where that's at. I'll clean it up, hook it up, and that right there needs to be hooked back up. That's a lot of different grounds controls. I'm sure provides a ground to a lot of different things, and I'm sure it's a very important ground, so I will hook that up. Oh, also, guys, right here, the automatic transmission, these 2 tubes, I'll take a piece of pipe and connect it from here to there just to make a loop. Of course, we don't have any radiator or anything, but we'll see if it runs. I've got the battery hooked up. The map sensor now is hooked in there. I can show that to you later. It's not a big deal. The waiting on a guy for the key. He's coming to get our key going to get the theft deterrent, that PAT system going on it, whatever. This right here, guys, these are Noid lights. By the way, thank you, Hoogles, for letting me borrow them 12 years ago. Anyways, here's the, this is a Noid light. And what I'm going to do with that is, you plug it in the injector. You plug it in the injector connector. That way, if there's something else wrong with this car. Anyways, if he gets the key right, the injectors will be activated. So you'll see the pulse of the light. You'll see the light pulsing on the injectors. That way, I'll know that I have some other problem. Either a fuel pump. What the possibilities of what's wrong with this car still, guys, the fuel pump could be froze up. The injectors could be stopped up because it sat so long. This will just make sure that I know that the key's programmed right, and we don't have to worry about that part of things, and we can move on from there to get the thing started. What are the chances of this thing starting, guys? 50% in my opinion. It's pretty bad. It's a lot worse than I thought it was. But one other thing you guys might be wondering about is the oil. And all I did with that was I took the drain plug out. Water settles to the bottom of oil. This car sat for so long, all the water that got into the engine was settled on the bottom of the pan. I took the plug out, let the water out, just stuck it back in there, guys. It's good enough for now. It's not going to run long because it has no radiator on it or anything like that. And the head's junk. Let's just see if we can get it running. So there's my mass airflow sensor right there in this coffee can. It just makes a nice funnel for that. Good enough. The Noid light. Right there, guys. See, all you do is plug that in. It just plugs in that connector. You saw how I took it off. I don't know if I can do it one-handed. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So there's that, and we'll check that. There's the battery just kind of thrown in there. We're ready to go. This key is programmed right, and I could show you. Go ahead and crank it. And that's water and fuel spraying out of it. Crank it one more time. Let's show the people. Pretty much we're down to fuel, so I think this thing will run. I'm going to put the plugs in and the coils back on it, and we'll try it. So here we go. How you do? Let's see if it starts and runs. She has a little bit of life in her. Let's try again. Oh. Guys, I just realized what that noise was. What that was is the throttle body, the electric throttle body, the motor right here. I don't, if you could see it. Must have been froze up. It just freed up and opened. That's why I heard that hollow sound. Alright guys, and there you go. This car has not run for 3 years with no hood on it. It was full of water, still fired up and ran decent, you know. Next thing I'm going to do is start taking modules off, as many as I can, so we can strip it down to just the engine computer and the engine, so we can put it in that Ford Ranger with that 6-speed Mazda Miata transmission. So, going to be a cool project. You guys need to stay with me. Follow this project because it's going to be a lot of fun. Subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you guys next time. And what is going on out here? Good grief. Don't tell me. A big, nasty, flat tire on my old junky tractor. I'm too old for